On today's episode, we're going to be talking about research packs, parliamentary debate, and the ultimate reason to learn debate. Hey guys, Coach Mike here and welcome back to episode 12 of the Ask Learning Leaders show. We are here to answer all of your questions on debate, public speaking, and anything else that comes to your mind. Delighted to be back here in Shanghai for episode 12. Have a lot of awesome stuff going on. A lot of awesome stuff. The end of the semester, which isn't so awesome actually, but what it means is that students are getting ready for their summer activities. So lots of fun stuff going on this summer. I love talking with students about what they're going to be up to. I'm hearing a lot of students going to CTY, the Johns Hopkins Center for Gifted and Talented Youth, students going and traveling, students exploring, some students hanging out and vegging in front of the TV and playing video games. That's awesome too, whatever makes you happy. So lots of awesome stuff happening. What I really want to share with you really quickly right now is the summer camp with Professor Noah Messing of the Yale Law School. Super jazzed to have him here in less than a month now. We have an awesome opportunity for about 65 students to work in tandem with the writing team from Yale Law School, the Learning Leaders debate coaches, and the students. It's all going to be one party of learning for 2 weeks in June. So if you weren't able to come this year, please mark your calendars for next year because it's going to be even more awesome next summer. So that's what's on my mind right now, but without further ado, let's get right into the questions. Right, so let's see here.
My name is Harrison, and I would like to ask Learning Leaders, how do you make your research packets and how long does it take you?
How do we make our research packets and how long does it take us? Great question from Harrison. Thank you very much, Harrison. Awesome question. So we basically create two different types of research packets. One of the kinds that our students use every single week, and those are going to be divided into two major sections, which are key articles and then further resources and reading. Those typically are in between 25 and 45 pages and have a wealth of knowledge and articles that are going to provide students with all the information they need to compete on a weekly basis. Then there are the research packets that we make for bigger competitions, maybe the international travel trips or Shanghai regional rounds here for some other competitive circuits. And those research packets are going to be longer, going to be more in depth. Maybe we'll have some information on the history of the topic, some classic pro and con arguments, a detailed timeline of what's happening, current controversies, links to more articles, and then of course further research and reading as well. So a big tip to all debaters out there, regardless of what research pack you're using, is always click on or always go deeper into the recommended secondary sources and reading. Think about it this way. If all the students that you're competing against get the same research packet, but only half of them delve deeper into the additional resources, you're already putting yourself in the top 50% of students. Then if you go one step even further and scroll down on those articles and find the bibliography, and you click on one or two of those articles, or you go read one of those books that are referenced in that article, now you're talking about the top 5% of preparation for any of the students. So tip for using any research packs, always go deeper than the information provided. Always look for bibliographies, always try to find the underlying articles. So Harrison, back to your question, how do we make them? How long does it take? The Learning Leaders team actually has a full-time research associate. Her name is Reverie. She's wonderful, and she puts together all of the research packs that you guys make. So when Reverie makes a research pack, she trawls and pours through tons of articles and different resources. It could take her anywhere from a day to a week to put one of these research packs together. And so it really depends on the competition, the complexity of the resources, and also the complexity of the topic. So I know that's kind of a big range, Harrison, but in between a day and a week to create each research pack because the quality is super high. All right, now on to the next one. Steady, go.
Hi, I'm Shelly, and I want to ask Learning Leaders, how does parliamentary debate work? Just asking.
All right, Shelly, thank you very much, and thanks for just asking. Always questions are welcome. So how does parliamentary debate work? Shelly, great question, but I'm gonna try to answer it as directly and efficiently as possible. Parliamentary debate has some pretty clear differences from other styles. but the key focus of parliamentary debate is that it's trying to recreate what it's like to be in a system of government in a parliament where you can ask and answer questions on the fly. So certain forms of debate like public forum have crossfire rounds, or cross-X debate, like a policy debate, has certain times when you can ask cross-examination questions. World school style debate might be something similar where you have a crossfire setup or questioning time. Parliamentary debate, you can ask and answer questions on the fly. So these are called points of information, and they really focus on encouraging spontaneous dialogue. And one thing that I really love about parliamentary debate, because of these POIs, is that it turns the debate into a more fluid sort of conversation rather than only one person speaking at a time, only another person speaking at a time. So in British parliamentary debate, when you have 8 people debating at once, 4 teams of 2, which can get a little bit complicated, it gets super exciting because you have questions flying all across the room or from all corners of the room, keeping everybody on their toes, keeping everybody nimble, making sure that everyone's thoroughly prepared, just like what it would be in the British Parliament. So, Shelley, great question. That's the key difference between parliamentary debate and other styles, are these POIs and fluid questioning. All right, and then last question here.
Wait. Oh, okay, so, 3, 2, 1. Hi, my name is Warren, and I want to ask Learning Leaders, is debate the ultimate point of learning debate?
All right, Warren, thank you. Is debate the ultimate point of learning debate? Maybe phrased a little bit differently, what is the ultimate point of learning debate? But I'll answer your question. Is debate the ultimate purpose of learning debate? Warren, I would say that there are many benefits, innumerable benefits, myriad benefits from learning debate, but I can't go into all of them here because we simply don't have time. One of the key focuses of learning debate is absolutely being able to participate in a competitive debate environment. Being able to stand up in front of a room of people that you don't know, take a topic that you've just been introduced to maybe 30 or 40 minutes ago if it was a parliamentary debate, argument and reason from multiple sides of that perspective, pick apart a complex argument into smaller components, analyze each one, put it back together, and then articulate your point of view on a certain topic, and do that better than someone else is able to do with the same amount of limited resources and time. That's an amazing skill. And that is really what competitive debate teaches. I would argue though, Warren, that the ultimate point of learning debate is to truly find out how to learn and how to love learning and how to find what you love learning about. So first, how to learn. How to learn. Debate teaches you how to approach problems and how to find answers to those problems, but more importantly, how to ask the right questions. So debate, as you know, Warren, is not just about speaking. It's about listening and it's about reacting. So finding out how to learn, this idea of metacognition and meta-learning, is so crucial to what debate is all about. Then, the second component, finding out how to really love learning. I think that, to me, debate represents that absolutely, because what you do over time in debate is you become stronger and stronger as your skills develop. You get more and more into those certain topics or concepts that you like. And to me, debate just represents something fun to do with friends and at the same time learning. So to have this confluence of awesome influences, friends and learning and new ideas and communication, to me, that's almost more important than just a competitive debate. But then finally, Warren, and what I think is the most valuable takeaway from debate is debate allows you to explore the world around you and find out what you want to know more about. Knowing how to debate about political, socioeconomic, environmental, social issues, these sorts of topics that you will experience often many years before any of your peers will truly address these topics with any degree of specificity, what this is going to do, Warren, is it's going to expose you to so much of what's going on in the world. And it's going to allow you to become more familiar with the topics that excite you and more familiar with the world around you. And this, Warren, I think this is the ultimate benefit of debate, is that it is a vehicle for learning. Debate is a tool and a skill in and of itself that can be perfected in practice, but ultimately it's going to lead you to finding out what you want to learn about. And that, I think, Warren, happens so rarely in other sorts of subjects where you're told this is what you must study. In debate, it is self-driven and it requires agency and autonomy and seeking to master a sense of purpose with a new skill. And that is only going to enable you to find the road that you want to go down and the things that you want to learn about. So to me, Warren, that's the ultimate takeaway from debate. All right, well, thank you very much. Harrison, Shelley, and Warren, awesome questions. Super excited to be able to answer those. And now it's time for the quotation of the day.
Quotation of the day.
All right, the quotation of the day today comes from none other than Cassius Clay, or Muhammad Ali, a world champion boxer. And Muhammad Ali has been known for saying a lot of really funny, interesting, and thought-provoking and motivational statements. And this one that he says that I'm going to share with you today, I think is one of the standouts of all the Muhammad Ali quotations. And it's like this: I hated every minute of training. But what I said to myself was, don't quit. Don't quit and live the rest of your life as a champion. And to me, this quotation from Muhammad Ali really represents the importance of practice and dedication. Muhammad Ali, a world champion boxer, he even admits he hated practice. He didn't love waking up early before the sun rose and running on the streets. He didn't love doing the speed bag or the heavy bag or doing the duck and under drills. But instead, what he saw was the long-term gains. Muhammad Ali, the world's best, didn't even love practice. But what he saw was that with practice and with training, he could become a champion. So while we believe that we should love every single step of the way, whether we're an athlete or an academic or a debater or a writer or a flutist or anything that we want to become, sometimes you simply don't feel like doing it. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you don't want to practice the cello. You don't want to practice the piano. You don't want to do those math problems. But it's showing up on the days when you don't want to do something that can make you an expert. It's showing up on the day when you don't feel your best that turns you into a professional. And that's what I believe that Muhammad Ali is getting to in this quotation. So super cool, to me at least, motivational quotation, gets me fired up every single time I hear it, that even if today I don't feel on, even if I don't feel 100%, I still need to put in the work and the time and the effort to become the best at whatever I want to become. So thank you, Muhammad Ali, for that motivation. All right, ladies and gents, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's episode. But if you want to be featured on the next Ask Learning Leaders show, send in your questions to the coaches. Email us at ask@learningleaders.com. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Snapchat. Definitely get in touch. Get your question up here, and let's make sure we can answer your questions. See you next time.